Hi, this is James from Games Radar, and I'm here with Andy, also from Games Radar.
Hello.
Hello, Andy. We've just been in to see Halo 5 Guardian single player.
Yep.
And we're going to tell you the 6 reasons why it might be the best one yet.
It might be.
Or could be, or is.
Yeah,
we don't know yet.
No.
So, yeah, it starts off with a new campaign, and it's going to visit multiple worlds this time.
Yes, it's going to visit the human world, the Covenant world, and the Forerunner world. So 3 worlds. And that explains why it's supposed to be twice as long as the campaign in Halo 4. And that was quite a large campaign. So twice the length of that. And the guy was saying as well that they started off bigger and they've cut it back. So I think when they started making it, it was something like 3 or 4 times the size of the campaign in Halo 4. So and that's a lot of Halo.
It's a lot of game.
Yeah.
Well, while you're doing the campaign, obviously you get to control 2 teams of Spartans now, and they're going to interact and intertwine along the story, so you get to see it from both points of view, right?
Yeah. So there's the blue team, and I think the other one was the red team, wasn't it? So blue team's led by Chief, and he's got all his buddies there. So one thing that amused me is that he's called Master Chief, and he's there with his buddies, and his buddies have just got normal names, like Frederick and Kelly. It was weird. Why does he get to be Master Chief, and they get to just have their normal names? And then there's the red team, which is led by Locke. So the idea of the story is that when early on in the game, Chief sort of goes rogue for some reason, which will be revealed, and then Locke's obviously the other side of the coin. I think he's probably meant to be hunting him down. I bet they end up friends in the end, and Chief had a good reason for going rogue, though.
Well, all will be revealed. So on to point number 3, talking about this, the co-op campaign now is primarily focused on you playing with friends.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you can choose to play with or without friends, and they were talking about the difficulties, and the game scales accordingly. So you can still play on your legendary difficulty, and your squad mates won't hamper you, but they will be harder to keep alive. Or you can just play it through entirely in co-op, which I think is a good thing. It must make it very difficult to design, and some areas might feel a little bit empty. Set pieces, like tight set pieces, are very difficult to do for a co-op game, but we'll see how they pull it off. Yeah,
and because you're not doing it on your own now, you're always with your fire team. You get new things like team orders, and you can tell them to go and pick up that gun.
Yeah, you can tell them to shoot that elite. Yeah,
do that kind of thing. All right, on to the next point then, and this one, it's a bit of a weird one because it's like graphics. Obviously, it's got everything in there you'd expect from a next-gen game. Smoke effects, lighting effects.
Yeah.
But you're a bit dubious on whether it's still Halo.
Yeah, it doesn't look and feel like Halo. Like, it feels more like a sort of hybrid version of Halo and maybe Call of Duty, and there's a tiny bit of Titanfall in there. Halo always had a very, very distinct feel, especially when it was on the original Xbox and the 360, and it sort of feels like it's gone away from that. Like, obviously aiming down the iron sights is a big thing, and something that Halo fans are a bit up in arms about. And the weapons, they don't quite sound Halo-y. It's very, very smooth and slick, whereas Halo's quite sort of like floaty, isn't it? And quite meaty combat, whereas it feels very sort of slick and polished and fast. So, I mean, it's not a bad thing. It looks great. It looks great to play. So we'll just have to see how the community reacts to it. I love Halo. I didn't mind the idea of playing it, so that's good.
Okay, good.
It's a ringing endorsement.
Fine. Point number 5 then. Do you like the idea of the new abilities they've got? Shoulder charging, clamber, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it adds an extra dimension to the game, and if the campaign's that long, you're going to need some new moves to get through it. So, one of the things I really like, I mean, they did a ground pound, which was very, very staged from
way up high.
Up high, and did that. The other thing I really liked was when he crashed through a thin piece of cover and started shooting all the Covenant that were hiding behind it. I really like that, so yeah, it's positive, I think.
All right, then finally, we can't talk about Halo 5 without talking about multiplayer. Obviously, 2 new modes in this one: Warzone and Arena. Arena is obviously the one that they use for all of the multiplayer. What's it called?
It's like a smaller scale, so it's 4v4.
Competitive. That's it. Yeah, the competitive side of it.
That's the one they're doing for the esport as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then there's Warzone, which is like the big scale, 12v12 with all the AI in it. They've also said that they're considering, they're very, very seriously considering bringing Big Team Battle back to it, which that might come like a few weeks, maybe a month or so after release, they're saying.
I think they said they've made it, but they're not going to release it on launch day. It will come within a few weeks afterwards.
So that'll be like same number of players, 12v12, I think, but without the AI.
Yeah.
That's what they were hinting at. So something to look forward to if you were a fan of that mode. I was.
Okay, well, there are 6 reasons Halo 5 may be the best one yet. Thanks, Andy. If you want more of this, please subscribe down below and check out gamesradar.com for all of our hands-on previews.